Good evening, councillors, staff, members of the public. I declare the Ordinary Council meeting on the 28th of May 2025 open at 5:30 p.m. Can one please stand? I wish to acknowledge the Garian people as the traditional owners of the land that we're meeting on and recognise their ancestral lands and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Thank you. Item number 3. This meeting is being live streamed and audio recorded for facilitating community purposes, which may be released upon request to third parties. In accordance with Clause 617, the Town of Port Hedland Standing Orders, Local Law 2014, members of the public are not permitted to use any visual, audio, electronic device or instrument to record the proceeding unless that meeting has been presided by the presiding member to do so. Members of the public are also reminded that according to Clause 617-4 Standing Orders, mobile phones must be switched off and not be used during the meeting. 3.1 attendance. I note that all councillors are present and their detailed list under the minutes of 3.1. 3.2, entertainment communication, there is nil. 3.3, apologies. See, have you received any apologies at all? No?
No, Mr Mayor, I don't have any apologies.
Okay, thank you. I wouldn't have any apologies, but I do notice that Councillor Ambika Rebello has attended her resignation as a councillor with the Town of Port Hedland. And I'd like to thank Councillor Rebello for her dedication to her role. The council will continue to conduct its normal business as remaining 5 elected members to a minute to require a quorum for council. 3.4, approved letters of absence. Have you received any of absence at all?
No, there is no approved leave of absence, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. 3.5, disclosures of interest. Does anyone have any disclosures of interest at all?
Yes. So I have 2, Mr Mayor. The first from Director Lee Furness, Director of Infrastructure. The item number 12.1.4, which is the marine rescue item. The nature of the interest is member Ms Furness is a member of Marine Rescue. Type of interest is impartiality.
Thank you, CEO.
The second one is from myself, Interim CEO. The item is 12.5.4. That's the matter of the recruitment of the CEO, and the type of interest I have in that item is financial.
Okay, thank you, CEO. On to number 4. CEO, have you received applications for a leave of absence at all?
There are no applications for leave of absence, Mr Mayor.
Okay, thank you. On to number 5. Response to questions taken on notice at the Ordinary Council meeting held on May the 7th, 2025 have been provided to individuals and are detailed in the agenda. On to number 6, public time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an opportunity for members of the public to ask questions of Council regarding on tonight's agenda and business of local government. Clause 6.7-3 of the Town of Port Hedland Standing Orders Local Law requires members of the public wishing to ask questions to complete the question form and place the completed form in the tray provided. If myself as a providing member determines that questions or statements are out of order or due to offensive or expressional or defamatory, they will not be recorded nor responded to. So 6.1, public question time. I declare public question time open at 5:33 p.m. CEO, have you received any?
No, Mr Mayor, I have not received any questions.
Okay, thank you. Any members of the public want to ask any questions at all? Please come forward. Yes, please come forward and state your name, please. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Georgie Rose, 16 Mystery Court, South Hedland. I have 3 questions for tonight. My first question is, what resources does the Town of Port Hedland employ to develop the fees and charges schedule, and do you consider the limitations of our current venues and its comparisons to other regional venues when determining these?
I might take that one on notice for you. Yeah.
Expected. My second question is, why has the council not adopted a standard community group pricing rate instead of asking local groups to apply for a fee waiver?
Have to take that on notice.
Again, perfect. I could have answered these myself, Mr Mayor.
Yes.
And my final question, can someone please clarify how local groups are to apply for a fee waiver?
Yeah, I'll get a director to answer that for you, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Through the Mayor. Yes, when applying to use the facilities or something like that that has the a fee associated with it, we have a fee charges waiver policy, which gives us greater flexibility to assess how much discretionary fees applied to that, depending on the nature of the club's arrangements. Private, how much is done through fundraising, volunteers, etc. like that.
I understand that, but how do we apply for it? Because whenever we ask how we can apply for the fee waiver, no one seems to know.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, perhaps if you could leave your contact details again through Mr. Mayor, then I would be more than happy to link you up with who on my team can provide you with that advice.
Perfect.
The other comment, and no criticism at all of your questioning, but if I had those questions in advance of this evening, I could have had those answers here for you. So more than happy and to respond, and always very keen to be able to respond on the night. So I apologise that we've taken some of those on notice.
No worries. Thank you, CEO. We have had countless meetings with the CEOs before you for this same issue, so it's nice to see you're proactive.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any more public questions at all? Yes, Mary, come forward, take your name, please.
Marin Browning, 233 Collier Drive, South Hedland. Just following on, is the town of Port Hedland staff on the payroll for the cleaning of the Matt Dan Centre, or is it contracted out?
Yeah, I'll get the director to answer that for you.
Through the chair, yes, that cleaning is contracted out.
Okay.
Thank you.
So this might actually have to go through to you again.
Yeah.
If it's contracted out, how many quotes are required to ensure that there is a fair and reasonable charge to the community groups hiring the venue?
Lee?
The contract was tendered, so that Matt Dan was part of that overall tender for cleaning of town facilities.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Lee. Thank you.
Cool. So if there is a wavering fee process that can be assessed and it can reduce the charges, my understanding is that the town shouldn't be profiting for any of these fees and charges. So do you charge these fees to make a profit, and then you can waiver the fees if you need to, if you find that it's actually good enough reason to waiver it?
I'll ask the director to answer that one for you.
The Local Government Act does not prohibit making a profit. It just is to take into consideration the cost to provide a service when setting a fee. And then we apply the policy, which can waiver between 25 or up to 100% accordingly.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
So
thank
it's
you,
still a
Mary.
profit though.
Thank you. Do you have any more public questions at all? Yes, Renee, come forward, state your name, thank you.
Renee Coles, 58 Green Place. Just one question, actually, a couple of questions. One of them relates to on your financials. I had someone ask me to come up and ask tonight in regards to one of the payments that you've got there. What does PH Yar Content Club base build refurbishment reflect to, please?
See,
It's mentioned quite a fair few times in the financials. It's YAIR-CONHT Club. Is that reference to a yacht club? Or is that Yar Content Club, please?
We'd have to take that on notice.
yeah,
Mr. Mayor.
the answer for you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, the next question I've got is come from another community member in regards to their recent sporting event that they held, where they're unable to use a facility, a kitchen, to be able to, bring financial stability to their club and bring money in. I was just wondering is particular kitchens offhand to clubs now where they can't go ahead and produce meals or, a sausage sizzle out of, or is this just a one-off occasion where they won't have access to the kitchen going forward? They will have access to a kitchen to bring financial benefit to their club, please.
Can I ask what kitchen that was? What venue?
At the stadium in South Hedland.
At the stadium in South Hedland. CEO, did you?
Through you, Mr Mayor, to Director of Community Services.
Yep.
Through you, Chair. So that occasion it was due to the roof ceiling being redone, so that we'd had issues with that for quite some time. So we had to shut it down so that we can get it fixed, so it's operational again.
So that's ready to be used for the club going forward, so they can actually make some money for themselves, for their club, and not heavily rely on anyone else.
That is correct.
Awesome. I'm sure they're listening tonight and they'll hear that one there. The last one is just to bring a white elephant just into the room. Obviously, we've just recently lost another council member. I'm just hoping tonight, just wondering if anyone else was planning on leaving the quorum. Obviously, rumours like to fly around this place, and I would like to try and make sure that Town of Port Hedland is headed in the right direction, and we're actively looking out for this town and, withhold the quorum that we've actually got, and hopefully, organise an election so we can actually start getting, bums on seats so we can get this town moving in the correct direction. So I was just wondering, is there anyone else going to be stopping this quorum from taking place? And hopefully we're not going to get a minister coming in and taking over. So I would like to just wonder whether or not this is going to be a good quorum until we get the election, until October, please.
No, we hope so. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr Mayor, can we just clarify one of those questions from the member, from the public member? Can I just ask some questions of Mr Mayor?
Yeah.
Do you have a page number on that amount that you that name that you gave us?
Wouldn't take me very long to relocate it.
What was the spelling again?
The spelling of it is PHYAIR CONHT Club, and it's base build refurbishment, 4th instalment, and that's what I just had.
Okay, there's on the list of payments. There's a payment number on the front of it. If you can let us know what that is, that'd be great.
Yep, too easy.
Thanks,
Thank you.
mate.
Okay. Do you have any more public statements at all? Question, sorry. Yes, Jan, come forward, say your name. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, councillors and staff. Thank you. I just wanted to mention, just reiterate what Renee Cole, Mrs Renee Cole just said, that having a quorum to be able to go ahead and have this meeting tonight. I just want to let everybody realise that we have an amazing town here. This council has been here for a long time and has done so much for the whole of Australia, and we're so important to be here. If suddenly that quorum's lost and we don't have a meeting to go ahead and that, it just puts everybody in this town going backwards. So look, please, I know there's no I in the word team, and everybody sometimes you're individuals, but to work as a team and to keep our council going. You have elections coming up this year, and it's just you have new people who I know that will come on and just want to come and be part of an amazing council and an amazing town. So, we do have an amazing town. So I just wanted to say that. And my last thing is about the Matt Dan Centre. It's something I was going to write a question up, but I will for governance. When any refurbishments are going to be done at the Matt Dan, look, I'm looking at people around the table at the moment who have spent their time at Hedland Senior High School as a younger person, and I'm sure they'll actually confer with me that the toilets in the Matt Dan in the foyer area have not been updated in a very, very long time, Mr Mayor and councillors and staff. And even I have never been to the gents' toilets, so I can't see if they've been refurbished, but the ladies' toilets have not been refurbished in a long time. Little bit of decor done here and there, but the actual toilets, the doors and that, I still jam my fingers in some of the doors in those toilets, and I'm quite sure some of our students do as well. Could we please make sure that whatever is the management between the high school and the town of Port Hedland, could you please look into doing these toilets up? It's a beautiful theatre that's been done up many times, but the toilets have been totally neglected. So I think it's something that we really need to look into. If that could be done, that would be great. Thank you.
Okay, yep, thank you, Jan. Thank you. Do you have any more public questions at all? Yes, John, come forward, state your name, please. Thank you.
Yeah, good day, John Ashton, South Hedland, Spoonbill. My first question, I still haven't had a proper answer. At the last council meeting, I asked if the town of Port Hedland could give any High Court ruling or constitutional backing that proves local councils, like this one, have a right to charge rates, hand out fines or fees. All I got back was more about the Local Government Act, which I'd already mentioned in my question the first time. So I'll ask again, can the council give a clear answer? Yes or no? Is there any High Court case or part of the Constitution that proves this council's authority over private people and property? If not, then why keep dodging the question?
Well, I think you've been given an answer already to your question.
Sorry?
You've been given an answer already to your question. Thank you.
That was, as I said, it wasn't a proper answer. It wasn't what I asked.
You've been given an answer?
It was, I don't know what it was. It wasn't an answer to my question.
Well, you've been given an answer to your question, correct?
No.
Well, you said
I didn't get no answer to my question. That is incorrect. You just gave something back to me, but it wasn't an answer to my question.
Well, I feel you've been given an answer already.
Yeah, through you, Mr Mayor, the earlier question has been answered. I heard Mr Ashenden, though, put his question slightly differently tonight. I'm happy to take the wording that you've given tonight away and have another attempt to respond to it. But as noted, we have answered more than once, and
it's always the same thing. You never give me the High Court.
I am happy to have another go at it, but
Yeah.
that will be it, Mr Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Zia. Okay, thank you, John.
Okay, my question 2, business or government? This council has acknowledged it operates as a body corporate under the state legislation and holds an ABN like any other business. Correct? I got that one back. So let's clarify, does the council pay corporate income tax like other businesses do? Does it issue itemised invoices for its charges? Does it hold lawful signed contracts with the ratepayers? If not, under what legal authority are you operating outside basic commercial law while still demanding money from the public?
I'll take that one on notice for you. Thank you.
Question 3, misrepresentation and risk. You present yourself to the public as a government authority, yet you've provided no constitutional proof to support that claim. If you're not a government under the Constitution and you're not a private business playing by contract law, then what exactly are you? Has the town of Port Hedland sought legal advice on whether continuing to operate in this grey area without a constitutionally valid foundation exposes a council or its officers to legal risks and liability? And if so, can you please make that available to the public?
I'll take that on notice for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any more questions at all? You've already had your questions, Renee.
Mine's not the question.
Oh, you want to clarify? Mark? Okay, yeah.
Just
Yeah,
clarifying,
that's fine.
sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
So I would like to point out for Councillor Blanco that you're looking at on page 127 and you've got Yacht Club design of $10,000. There's another one that's on page 93. And the only confusion that the person had was because it actually states on page 92 that actually says yacht club supply and usage, hence the reason why they were confused on what yacht club or yacht club was about.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Renee. Thanks, Renee. Thank you. Do you have any more public questions at all? Yes, Julie, come forward, say your name. Thank you.
Good evening, my name is Gillian Fisher. I reside in South Hedland, 3 Mitchell Crescent in South Hedland. I'm going to ask the elephant in the room question. We've just heard late this afternoon that Councillor Rebello has resigned. Can the Mayor or any councillors give us an explanation why this has happened, or what she's offered?
There's a statement coming out shortly on that.
Okay, yep, excellent. And the other thing is, can the Mayor give those in the gallery and on the live stream an update regarding the democratic selection of the next CEO before October's general elections, and therefore replacing the acting CEO? And what is?
It's on the agenda for tonight. It's on the agenda.
So it's on the agenda. Will there be a statement before that or not?
No.
Okay, and then my final question is, can the people in the gallery and the live stream have an accurate update on the South Hedland Bowls Club, please? We've been waiting around for ages for that.
Yeah, I think
We seem to be getting
we're
stuff in
close.
the agenda.
Lee, do you want to answer that for us? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. There will be a report going to the next council meeting on the Bowl Club.
Okay, so the next council meeting is being the
June ICM?
Yeah, 25th of June.
June. Okay, and will that be available on the website or anything for us to look at?
It will be as part of the agenda item, yes.
After that or before that?
Before the election.
It's
Sorry,
part of the council agenda.
Oh, it's part of the agenda. Yep, okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Julian. Thank you. Do you have any more public questions at all? Okay, I will close public question time at 5:52 p.m. Okay, 6.2 public statement time. Declare public statement time open at 5:52 p.m. Ms. CEO, have we received any public statements at all?
No, we have not.
Okay, thank you, CEO. Members of the public, any public statements at all? Yes, please come forward, state your name, thank you.
Hello, Georgie Rose, 16 Mystery Court, South Hedland. The recently proposed 25-26 fees and charges schedule released by the town of Port Hedland are unattainable for small local business. Hedland School of Dance will be hiring the Matt Dan Theatre for the 13th year in a row. We have received the proposed fees and charges, and to present an end-of-year concert that is to the standard of our previous years, we are looking at a $40,000 hire charge. To cover this, we will need to sell out 2 performances and charge audience members $67 per seat, as we are limited to 300 seats in our venue. To hire the Matt Dan for a 10-hour period, which we need for our 2 annual performances, would be $2,710, without any audio or lighting. Included in this is a $440 charge to clean the toilets, of which there are 6 that are available to the audience and 2 for backstage performers, as well as $120 to empty the bins. I'm sure my children would love to earn that type of money for their pocket money. And this still does not include the staff and their wages needed to run the venue. For comparison, I have researched what it would cost to hire the Queen's Park Theatre in Geraldton. I've chosen this venue because I grew up performing my end-of-year concerts here, and I'm very familiar with the venue. Their current fees and charges have a tiered approach: commercial, local performing arts business, community, and community NFP. It seats 656 people, or 634 without the orchestra lift in play. More than double the Matdan capacity. It also has a square stage, side stage wings, a stage curtain, which is 15 metres in length, a functioning stage door and loading dock, a psych, the white screen that sits at the back, the ability to use haze, 5 dressing rooms compared to our 1, with closed racks included that don't have to be provided by the hirers, kitchen facilities in the green room, appropriate backstage lighting, which does again not have to be provided by the hirers, and a stage manager console. There is no mention of a toilet cleaning fee or a bin emptying fee. The daily hire fee for a local performing arts business is $1,155, plus a 7.5% of box office sales. So based on the 300 seats of our Matdan, that would be $900. As a local ratepayer, it is staggering to see the difference. I am unsure how the town of Port Hedland can justify charging such exorbitant fees. Year after year, we have had the same fight with the town, and with the support from some of the current sitting councillors, we have been able to have our charges amended to a level that is reasonable for a small local business run by volunteers. Year on year, we deliver 2 sold-out performances, but the shows that the town facilitates struggle to sell out even just the middle section of that theatre. You do the math, it's about 100 seats. We yet again plead with the town of Port Hedland to consider the local people and their higher needs when determining the fees and charges, because we are all just getting a little bit tired of having to fight.
Thank you. Do you have any more public statements at all? Yes, Johnny, come forward, state your name, thank you.
Yeah, good evening. John Ashenden from Spoonbill, South Hedland. Well, thanks for the opportunity to speak again. Last meeting, I asked fair and reasonable questions, and frankly, none of them were actually answered. Instead of proof under law, I got spin, legislation, and vague references to policy. But that's not what I asked for. Let's be honest. The Manager of Governance responded to the agenda by saying that the 1988 referendum wasn't about discontinuing local government. But that's misleading. I've got the wording right here. The referendum asked whether the Constitution should be changed to allow for the establishment and the continuance of local government. Didn't mention anything about discontinuing. The people voted no. Over 66% nationally, not one state supported it. That wasn't a minor technicality. That was the people saying loud and clear, no, we do not consent to the ongoing existence of local government and as a constitutionally recognised authority. And yet, here we are, decades later, with council still charging rates, handing out fines and enforcing laws with no constitutional recognition, no High Court backing and no signed agreement from the people. Pretty much what they're doing with the voice thing again now. We have a referendum, blow it. We'll just do what we like. I didn't ask what the Local Government Act of 1995 says. I asked whether there's any High Court ruling or any clause in the Constitution that gives the council the legal right to take money from people, enforce penalties, or claim authority over private landowners. And I'm still waiting for that answer. Let me put it this way. If someone knocked on your door demanding thousands of dollars with no signed contract and no proper invoice, you'd tell them to rack off. But the council does this every year, and if you question it, you're labelled a troublemaker. You've admitted you operate as a body corporate. You've got an ABN, just like any other private business. So my question is, are you a business or are you a government? If you're a business, where's the itemised invoice, the contract, the proof of services rendered? If you're claiming to be a government, then where's your constitutional authority to back it up? The truth is, it feels like a business pretending to be a government and charging people under assumed authority. No one agreed to this, and the people who were asked in 1988 said no. The public is waking up. We're asking simple, awful questions, and so far all we're getting back is deflection. That tells us everything we need to know. If this council wants to keep enforcing, fining and charging the people, then it's time to put up or shut up. Prove your authority, not with policy, not with process, but with law. Because if you can't do that, more and more of us will keep showing up and demanding answers, because enough is enough. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any more public statements at all? Yes, Marion, come forward, say your name, thank you.
Marin Browning, 233 Collie Drive, South Hedland. So, two parts to this statement. It's hard to think, I just want to burst into song with, you know, If I Could Turn Back Time by Cher. I won't sing because I don't want to make your ears bleed tonight. However, with the resignation of Rebello, Councillor Rebello, are we going to lose the quorum? Who's going to be the next domino to drop? And if we do go back to turning back the time, we're in the same position not that long ago where someone decided that they might need to leave town. If I could have another question, I'd probably ask Mayor Carter, if this is going to be you, like, come on, let's just change the book. Let's change the time of what was before and move forward and man up and face the challenges like a true man should. But on that, I want to go back to a statement in regards to the figures, and if they are correct, of up to $40,000 for an event to be held at the Matt Dan Centre. Honestly, these figures are outrageous. This council has been focused on approving FIFO camps for far too long, and it's time to pivot before you destroy the activities for the younger generation growing up here and the community this great town once was. These small community groups can't just rely on parents working in the mining industry to be able to afford it. What's really sad is that when this was posted on the Town of Port Hedland Facebook group, the feedback theme was, what's the point of giving feedback? Nothing will be done to fix it, or it'll be taken on notice with no answer. Mayor Carter, do you want to be remembered for the mayor that took everything on notice and done Sweet FA where it counts?
Thank you. Do you have any more public statements at all? Okay, I will close.
Renee Coles, 58 Green Place. Once again, we come up here and I'm going to be looking at each and every single one of you. First up, I would like to thank the staff and all the events that they've just put on just recently and the joy it's actually brought to the community. Congratulations and thank you so much. There's a lot of happy kids running around and that's what we want to see. We want to see the town grow. But to see the town grow, then we also need to now acknowledge exactly what has been mentioned. We know that the staffing, there's a cost involved to have staff present. We know the operation costs. We know there's a cost in everything. But when that is transferred upon small groups and we're trying to make this town grow and become livable for families, and we want to lose that stigma and fly out, we'd rather see families fly in and fly out and go on holidays. I think we do need to sit back and re-look at the fees and charges that we are putting upon small organisations trying to do the right thing by these kids. And some of these kids have gone on to do remarkable things. They've gone on to win awards. They've gone on to represent this town in some form of capacity in areas that they've moved on with. We go ahead and shout out like, oh, amazing, this person's done this, they're from Hedland. But we put up all these barriers in front of them versed up. These barriers shouldn't be there all the time. We're watching prices increase and increase and increase. At what cost? The cost of families. The cost of giving your child something more. We don't need to watch organisations fold because they can't afford things anymore. We want to see growth. We need to re-look at what we're spending and how we're going about it and how we can actually go ahead and do something for these small organisations who are trying to do their best to give the children of this town something positive to look forward to. We don't want to see on Facebook every time about when it comes to youth crime or this or that. We want to see positive impact, statements coming out of the town of Port Hedland. This child has done this. This person has done that. We want to take the stigma away that we're the worst town to live in, because I don't think that this town is the worst town to live in at all. I think we really do need to look at what we're spending, how we're going about it, and the impact we're putting upon organisations to keep them afloat, especially those who are hiring out at our facilities. And our facilities, as we know, are not in great shape. When you've got a sporting group who can't go ahead and cook a sausage sizzle to bring money and financial value to their club, you've got mould in different facilities or potential lifts that don't work, or small facilities or inadequate facilities. We need to seriously look at what we've got and start actually going back to the drawing board and going, you know what? No, this is unacceptable. You wouldn't accept it if this was your children in going ahead and doing things. So why is it acceptable now? Why aren't we looking and trying to cut costs where we need to cut it so we can actually enhance and grow this community? Because that's what it's about, keeping families here to grow this community. Because those people in the community, by having families here, that's what grows here, not fly in, fly out. People here, setting up small businesses, doing things for this community. I'm tired of seeing other communities go, we're doing this and we're doing that and everything's going great. More positive impact that comes out of Hedland looks absolutely fantastic in the eyes of the government. We want to get funding for this town, but we need to promote it in a positive light. So we need to really start sitting back and having a look at what we're doing and how we're going about it. Because I don't want to see sporting groups fold. I don't want to see people trying to scrounge around every 5 seconds to try and get something because they can't get it for this community. We know that our expenditures are huge, $45,000 in flights for this month alone. That money could have gone to a community to help them put on a good show. We're putting on great events, but we need to support clubs, not go ahead and destroy this town. It's up to you guys to sit back and work out how you can do it. And administration, work with the councillors to work out how this is possible. This is your job, and that's what we want you guys to do. Let's paint Hedland in a positive light. We need positivity for this town.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any more public statements at all? Okay, I will close public statement time at 6:10. 6.3, petition deputations and presentations. So you have received any at all?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Item number 7. Question from members without notice. Are there any questions from elected members at all?
Yes, Mr Mayor, I have a few. I was contacted by somebody about some road repairs on the Hillside Woodstock Road. Some emails have been sent to the town in relation to a level crossing. Now, I won't mention names, whatever, but can we have a look into that? That is part of our boundary, and it is, from what I've seen in the correspondence, we've actually also signed a maintenance contract that requires us to sort it out. So could I get, it's to do with, did I say Roy Hill?
Roy Hill Road?
Yeah, Roy Hill, Woodstock, the Hillside Woodstock Road. I think it's the Roy Hill crossing. So can we look into that and get some answers on that?
Yeah,
Mr.
we'll
Mayor?
do. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, thank you, Councillor.
Look, I've got down here a question on the pastoral access roads and what we're going to do there, but there's an item in tonight's agenda. So, look, thanks for looking into that. And surprise, surprise, apparently they are our roads. So that's great. Mr. Mayor, you know what? I think I might stop it right there. That's a bit of a surprise for you, isn't it? I could keep going for half an hour, but I think I might just leave it there.
Thank you, Councillor. Any other questions from any members? Yes, Councillor McRae.
Through the chair, Mr. Mayor, I've had quite a few people contact me, particularly after last OCM, regarding the increase on rates on everyone except for the mass accommodation and mining camps. I did a bit more research on that, and I saw the GRV mass accommodation valuation, GRV being the gross rental value, of $20,888,740 spread over 18 properties. Now, a simple calculation would tell, I know my own company uses mining camps quite often in town, anywhere between $250 and $350 a night, and they're always booked out, so it's very difficult to get in. And 1,000 rooms, that's roughly a gross rental value of one camp would be about 100 million. So I wonder, does the Valuer General give us any kind of clarification or breakdown on how they do the GRV on mass accommodation when there's 20 million spread between 18 properties, about 1.1 million per property, when the clear, the public, any public person can do a calculation and would show to be closer to 100 million per property, not 20 million or 1 million per property. So it seems like it's out by a factor of 100.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, to Director of Corporate Services.
Yeah, thanks for the question, Councillor. When the latest, excuse me, reval came through on the GRV category, it was significant significantly noticed that the revaluation on those mass accommodation camps didn't go up in line with what the residential and the commercial and the industrial rated properties did. We haven't got the specific information as to what led to that come through from them. It has been asked. Because of the no greater than double rating charge that we can implement is why trying to retain the same rating burden apportion across the categories is why their proposed rates haven't gone up, have actually gone down according to previous approaches. But we're still doing a bit more work on that. And we've got another workshop on the 11th, which will talk to you a bit more about what other proposals we can avenues we can take to try and redress that. So yeah, hopefully by then I'll have a bit more information for you.
Thank you. I was just wondering if there's a way that we can actually get an answer from the Valuer General as to how they how they value the GRV of mass accommodation. It seems like a, you know, obviously it's not, but it seems like I keep getting asked, are we trying to make this town a mining camp rather than a, you know, for the people to live and live comfortably when the big miners are the ones obviously making the money, but they're not getting charged at a similar GRV to everyone else. That was just sort of the question. So I just didn't have an answer for them. If we get some way of finding out how that GRV was calculated by the Valuer General. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Councillor. Any other questions, councillors?
Not a question per se, but if you can indulge me, just a call out to a couple of local groups that have done well, if you don't mind.
Yes, certainly, yeah.
I've done it in the past, so I was lucky enough to attend the Community Service of Excellence Awards earlier in this month. Just wanted to do a quick shout out. So we had a few finalists in some of our local not-for-profits. So the finalist for the Standout Medium Organisation Engines of Progress and Creativity was our Youth Involvement Council. Remarkable Regional Organisation Champions of Rural and Remote Innovation. And another finalist that we had locally was the Headland Wells Women's Centre, their telehealth GP service. And the last one and the most prestigious award that was taken out was the Leadership Excellence, Inspiring Change and Innovation. And our very own Vicky Tree Stevens was the winner of that for the work done with the Youth Involvement Council over the decades that she's been here. So I thought it was just good timing too. We've been told about by a community member saying we need to start spreading some good news, and there's three of our own locally grown heroes and organisations representing us in the big West Australian award. So congratulations to all those involved.
Good news, Councillor. Good news. Yes, thank you. Any other questions at all? Okay, moving on. Number 8 are the presiding members for meetings for the month of April 2025 are printed in the agenda. Item number 9, I invite all council members to show of hands that they've given due consideration to all matters contained within the paper. Thank you, councillors. Item number 10, confirmation of the previous minutes. We have an office recommendation that confirms the simple majority that the council confirm the minutes of the ordinary council meeting held of the 7th of May 2025 are a true and a correct record. Can I have a mover, please? Move. Thank you, Councillor Christensen. A seconder. Thank you, Councillor Butson. Is anyone against? Motion is carried. Thank you, councillors.
Mr Mayor, I'd like to move a procedural motion.
Yes, councillor.
We could move agenda item 12.5.4 to the first order of business.
12.5.4. Is there anyone against that motion?
What's that one?
Councillor McRae wants a procedural motion and move item number 12.5.4.
Which one is it on?
12.5, it's on the executive officer recruitment.
Oh, okay, right.
Okay, is there anyone against that?
Yeah, so do we want to confirm the last lot of minutes out and call to business the general business? Oh, sorry, the reports of committees after that?
Yeah, we'll do it afterwards. Yeah, we'll come back to yours. Okay, thank you. Yeah, item number 10. Of the information before us that requires a simple majority vote. The council confirmed the minutes of the ordinary council meeting held on the 7th of May. That was already done, sorry. Let's go on to the other one. Of the recommendation before us that requires a simple majority vote, that one acknowledges the administrative error occurred in preparation of the minutes of the ordinary council meeting held on the 26th of March 2025, resulting in the omission of a question raised by Councillor Blanco and Councillor Butson. And 2, pursuant to section 5.22 of the Local Government Act 1995, provide the amendments of the minutes of the ordinary council meeting held on the 26th of March 2025 to include questions raised by Councillor Blanco and Councillor Butson, as shown in attachment 1. And 3, note that the amendments in the minutes will replace the previous adopted minutes of all official records of the town of Port Hedland. And 4, direct the Chief Executive Officer to ensure the amendment minutes will be published in the town's website within 1 week of this resolution. Can I have a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Christensen. A seconder.
Second,
Thank you, Councillor Butson. Thank you. Is anyone against? Motion's carried. Okay, so before we move on to reports of communities, I've reminded members of the public not to take any action on decisions of the items this evening on the agenda in which they may have interest in. Until formally notified in writing by the town has been received, discussions made at this meeting can be revoked in line with Local Government Act 1995. Okay, I'd like to bring item number, before we go to Councillor McRae's one, the item number, recommend the following items be read en bloc as shown on the screen. The en bloc by council, which means that these items do not require a decision for the council will be made in favour. If any of these items which council was to remove from this list, they are listed below, there's about 13 items. So councillors, can you read those items, if any items there you'd like to take out of the en bloc? I'll give you a minute to look at those.
Through your chair, Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
12.5.4. I'm assuming that
Sorry,
12.5.4 is going to be
that'll be done.
going to
Yes.
be getting brought forward from what I've just heard. So I'm assuming we're going to need to get
That'll
that
come
out.
Yes, correct.
If you're going to keep in 12.4.2, I'm going to have to read my declaration of interest now so that we can still pass that.
12.4.2.
Yeah, happy to keep it in if
Yep.
everyone else is, but I just want to be able to make sure I
Okay,
disclose my
certainly,
disclosure, please.
yeah. I've got your disclosure there. Yep.
Yes, so,
just read that for councillors.
yeah, sorry. Disclosure of interest from the Deputy Mayor Ashley Christensen, position elected member. The interest in the item 12.4.2, maintenance of pastoral roads. Nature of interest, I'm employed by a business that tenders for set type of work. We don't hold any contracts currently. So the nature of the interest is impartiality.
Okay. Thank you, CEO. Any other items, councillors, you'd like to? Sorry, give you time, councillors.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, councillor.
$12.52,
12.5.2, yes, out, yes.
$12.53,
12.5.3, yes.
that's it, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Is councillors happy with those? Yep. Okay, thank you, councillors. Okay, so we have office recommendations that before us requires a simple majority vote to cancel below the items below that en bloc. Can I have a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Christensen. Can I have a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Butson. Anyone against? Good. Motion's passed. Thank you. Councillor McRae, do you want to?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, through the chair, just if we can move that procedural motion to bring agenda item 12.5.4 into the next order of business.
12.5.4. Let's bring it up. So it was 12.5.4, Councillor? here, okay. Is anyone against that motion?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to, I'd like to put forward the alternative officer recommendation 1 on that one.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, this is the item on which I have declared an interest.
Yes.
So I should read that again.
Yes.
I've declared an interest in this item as interim CEO. The nature of the interest is a financial one. Yeah, that's basically it.
Okay, thank you, CEO. Okay, Councillor Blackie, you want to move item number 1?
So,
Can you just clarify for me the interest that was just declared? Was it financial or impartial?
Financial. He doesn't have to leave the room, it's financial.
Okay, so what did you say?
He doesn't have to leave the room, if that's what you're complying with.
Yes.
No, he doesn't have to leave the room.
Has the legislation changed? I don't know. Can you
I
can I get some clarification on that?
I can get Tom to confirm.
Yes.
Thank you, through the chair. I can't confirm that the legislation has changed. However, I can confirm that the requirement for elected members to leave the room is not replicated in the Act for employees, including the CEO. And if you would like to find more information on that, it's available in the department's operational guideline on that matter.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Does that clarify?
Okay, so that's good. So effectively, we've just been told that financial interests only apply to council members to leave the room if they have a financial interest. That's effectively what I've been told. Okay, thanks, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, Councillor, did you want to move something like number 1 before?
I would like to move alternate recommendation 1.
And what is that, Councillor?
Do you want me to read it, or
it's
in the agenda? Did you want me to read it? Or?
No, just the pause of CEO recruitment sections for the periods of September 2025. No. You said number 1.
Alternate recommendation 1, as per what's in the agenda. I can read it if you like.
You request the external recruiter, the consultant, to prepare a revised timetable for the completion of the appointment process by the council following the local government ordinary elections. What have I got?
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry,
I was just stating it was on the screen.
Oh, no, but sorry. Okay, it's on a different thing. Okay, the appointment of a mayor to all councillors. That's the one you want to do, Councillor Blanco? Just make sure.
You need to be clear on this. I can read it if you like.
No, just want to make sure it's number 2, correct?
No, I said alternate officers recommendation 1.
Yes.
Okay, now I will read it for you.
That's all right. Just say which one, number 1 or number 2, or the whole thing. It's, okay.
No. Deputy. There is an alternate recommendation 2. I've requested to move alternate recommendation 1.
Okay.
Okay, right. Okay, well now we'll need to have it read so we're clear.
Okay. All right. Sorry, CEO.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, alternate officers recommendation 1 is that the council amend the CEO recruitment committee terms of reference item 5.1 up to 6 councillors to the committee. And number 2, appoint the mayor and all councillors as members of the CEO Recruitment and Selection Committee in accordance with the CEO standards under section 5.10 of the Local Government Act 1995. and CEO recruitment, performance and termination policy, and CEO recruitment and selection terms of reference, with an absolute majority vote required.
Okay, thank you, CEO. Okay, is there a second for that? Is anyone against that? Okay. Councillor Blanco.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, we have been through this multiple times. And I would actually like to have some sort of detailed explanation as to why somebody would object to, the Local Government Act requires us to put a committee together to select the CEO. Okay, so I'm just gonna speak on this, just to explain it to members of the public. So that is the rules for us to enter, into a arrangement where we can actually select and employ a CEO. So we need to put a terms of reference together and apply, the minimum of 3 council members to it. So we can move forward and select our CEO, because obviously, as you know, one has resigned. And we've got an acting, and we need a permanent CEO to move us forward. That's just the way of the world in local government. So we have had this item come to us multiple times because we cannot agree on the 3 members that are supposed to be on the committee. Okay, so the logical way forward would be to say, okay, let's put everybody on there. All right, because when it actually comes to the selection of the CEO, we all have to vote on it. There must be 5 members of council to vote on selecting a CEO. That is our absolute majority number. All right, so 5 must vote on it. But to revoke a previous decision, we need 5 members to revoke the previous decision, because we can't come to a decision to allow 3 on there. So let's put everybody on there, and that's what we've been discussing and arguing about since December. So, Mr. Mayor, the absolute logical way forward would be to put everybody on there, and let's move this organisation forward, and let's get on with selecting a CEO. Because until that happens, we're in limbo. Now, this alternate officers recommendation 1 allows that to happen. All council members go onto the, we adjust the terms of reference, which we have to by absolute majority, and we allow all council members on there, and then, hey presto, we're making decisions again on selecting the CEO. So I find that very logical, I urge all members to support the recommendation, so then we can move forward. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Blanco. Councillor Butson.
I'm in agreement with Councillor Blanco. We can't keep going back and forwards. It is very important for the community, for the staff of the town of Port Hedland, and also for the elected members, that we follow this process, as the recruitment for the CEO is ready to go, but this is what's holding us up. I would urge the Mayor and any other councillors to please let this go forward. It has now been going on for 5 months, and it is imperative to the community that we move forward.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Butson. As against, I vote against the motion. I think it's imperative that we leave it as to address it as the Mayor and 2 other councillors, and basically leave it as it is. So, anyone else for? Yes, Councillor.
Rebuttal to that fine argument, Mr. Mayor. Hopefully we get a bit more logic out of yourself moving forward, because while I appreciate everyone has their own point of views, etc., there was nothing of substance in that debate just then to be able to articulate to us, not even just us, to the community who I believe deserve better results and answers as to why we're sitting in limbo on such a most simplest request. And for the reason why, I guess I can explain to the community members as to why I'm a bit frustrated at the moment, is because the number 3 that you are choosing and that you are selecting that we stick by was a number that was agreed to by this council at an ad hoc meeting on a document that we had seen for a space of, 4 days, I believe it was, that we had it for before we made that decision, Mr. Mayor. So again, don't get stuck on the fact that the original terms of reference has the number 3 in it, because it was set by council, which means that council has the authority to amend where required. We're not saying that it can't be changed back at a later date if you think 3 is an ultimate number moving forward for the situation that might be best in Utopia. We are currently in a situation where Councillor Blanco has made it very clear and very obvious that we're in deadlock. The best thing for this community right now is to appoint a full-time CEO. And again, that's not a disparagement remark against our current acting CEO, but I think everybody knows that stability comes with steady and guaranteed positions being filled. So this town, the way with this with the original officer's recommendation going forward, we'll have no full-time CEO for over a year. It's going to bring up other concerns and other issues, in my mind, where we will find ourselves in a very tricky situation where we might be considering and seeing that the CEO's contract in the acting role will extend over a year, which by the Act and its very nature says that you cannot do. So my ultimate fear is by freezing this current process in place ultimately undermines our own argument. It was council that originally set this plan in motion. So by voting against this current motion, you are now voting against your original motion that succeeded, which confuses the hell out of me. So short of undermining the current one, it also creates a vacuum of leadership by, again, not having that solid base here that we can deliver off. It delays the serious downstream impacts of decision making. Because I don't know about you, Mr. Mayor, but I can only speak from my personal experiences. But when I've acted in positions above my authority, above my previous roles where normally you get to act, you don't want to make those big decisions because you're not the one going to be sitting in the seat to actually see that come to fruition. So again, if we extend it longer, we potentially risk losing some good high quality candidates that are currently in the pipeline. We could be seen as wasting more funds. We've already set a budget aside to start this process. It's underway. Why do we hold this process up? We've got, I think it was last time we heard, 14, 15 good candidates that we have to reduce down to 4 or 5. If we had not prolonged this process and we had formed the committee, we would be sitting here arguing now and debating on who to appoint. Why are we wasting time, effort and money to just put together a committee, Mr. Mayor? I'm dumbfounded, and I'd love to hear more from you to understand more reasoning. But obviously, I don't think that's going to come because you only get to speak once. But again, I'd love to understand how you believe this process has taken now on 6 months to 7 months to get to where we got to now. What are we going to do when? And I use the word when because clearly it's going to take longer than a couple of months, and I think this pushes it out to October, I believe, or September. What are we going to do when the contract for the current acting CEO gets to a term of 12 months and we can't do it? The Act's very clear that we must go through a recruitment process, which we can't do unless we form a committee. So regardless of what reasons you might have to stop this, we need to form a committee regardless so we can actually go through this process or the process to extend the contract past 12 months. And again, I'm more than happy to sit there and be corrected on that, Mr. Mayor, but again, the Act's very clear. No more than 12 months in an acting position. And I hope that you've taken that consideration when we've gone through and made decisions unilaterally to make that happen. So that's my argument right now. And I don't know about yourself. I don't know if you're going to foreshadow anything. I hope you are. If you're not, I'll foreshadow the original officer's recommendation in case this falls through. But we got no other decision because we need to keep this ball rolling. So I'll leave it there. Thanks, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor. Anyone else for? Yes, Councillor Craig.
Through the chair, Mr. Mayor. I'm genuinely dumbfounded that we can sit here in front of our community, which, looking at the social media when the town posts something on there, at least 50% of the comments are negative. There's a lot of hate. There's a lot of disappointment in this community. because as a council, we're not able to move the town forward. We've got an amazing group of directors of management, both here in the office in town, in the Wedgefield depot, and they literally cannot shine while they have no continuity of leadership, which a new CEO is set to do. And as Ash said, no disrespect to the acting CEO, he's doing a wonderful job in his very difficult role. But his job is not to take the town forward. His job is to carry the town in the interim between permanent CEOs. And we have a motion before us that is inviting everyone on the council to just read the resumes. That's all we're allowed to do as a committee, is read the resumes of potential CEOs that have put their hat in the ring. There's 50 or 60 applicants. It's been whittled down by an external body that we've already paid a lot of money for, mind you, down to 16 candidates left. And we're not even allowed to look at the resumes because you didn't even give us a reason, Mr. Mayor, which is, I'm hoping that hoping you're going to put your hand up and vote the right way in this, but whatever ideological reason, or it's obviously embarrassing to you, so embarrassing that you can't say it to the community. You can't say it to your fellow councillors. Obviously can't say it to the administration team. But we just quite simply need to do this for the goodwill of the town. Why are we stalling? 12 months out of any of our lives is a long time. It's a year, it's 2% possibly of our entire working life. And we're getting that taken away from the town, is having that taken away from it. We do not get to advance and develop this town with all the grand ideas that this town can bring and create to make it the community of the Northwest. And we're putting it on ice, in caretaker mode for an entire year because you have some personal ideology that you don't even have the courage to speak to your community and say it publicly, whatever that reason is. It breaks my heart, it really does. I'm shivering talking to you right now, to be sitting here in front of my community and amongst my peers up here in the council, that someone would have the temerity, I'm carefully choosing my words, but someone would dare stop the council from being able to read resumes of a CEO so we can fill this spot and move this town forward. What on God's earth are we doing holding up this town for an entire year, as you are clearly hoping to do? You've stopped this town being able to run an election at every corner to make sure we can't put more bums on seats around this council so we can actually make decisions. Because as the town, you guys should know, it takes 5 councillors up here, whether we've got 5 or whether we've got 9, it takes 5 of us to make a decision of note. Lots of little decisions we can make on simple majority, but the big decisions to steer this town in a direction forward, we need 5. And all we're asking here is to let the 5 councillors sitting around this table read the resumes of the 16 candidates that are sitting, waiting. Some of them are... We're going to lose some of those people. Our group is going to be narrowed down to less if we wait until September, October. September, just so the town community knows, this council goes into caretaker mode because of the election. So nothing's going to happen in September. We know that. So September becomes November, becomes February, March next year. We're going to really, surely, Mr. Mayor, that you are not going to put this town in a backward position and not allow it to move forward for an entire 15 months of your tenure, because that will be the end of you politically and reputationally. I hope you see reason here. I really hope you see reason.
Thank you, Councillor. Anyone else for? Anyone else against? Councillor Blanco,
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Look, council members, I've just had a great thought. So I'm going to tell you what it is. Obviously, the mayor, who is the 5th number, wants to stick with the original policy because that's what the council has decided in December. So our foreshadowed motion now look, council members, why don't we actually comply with what the mayor wants, and put a motion forward to say, okay, the mayor obviously is on that committee automatically as per the Local Government Act, and we pick 2 council members to go on with him as per what the policy is. Then we're over the line. Mr. Mayor, I agree with you now. I will foreshadow a motion, Mr. Mayor, that allows you to be on the committee, obviously, as per the current policy, but also myself and Adrian McRae, Councillor McRae, to be on that committee. And hey, presto, I'm sure we've got an agreement now. So obviously, the deputy has a foreshadowed motion, and I hope he agrees with me. Maybe
happy to retract my foreshadow.
You're going to retract. Look at that. We're moving forward. So obviously, if this motion here fails, I would like that foreshadowed motion put on the board, and we will go with you, Mr. Mayor, and we will support you in supporting the policy that we agreed to in December. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That's all I have.
Thank you, guys. Do you want to put that up on the screen?
The foreshadowed motion?
Yes.
Yes, certainly, Mr. Mayor. We could word it in as per the Town of Port Hedland policy. I move as per the Town of Port Hedland policy that the Mayor, Councillor Blanco and Councillor McRae be on the selection committee of the CEO.
Through the chair, if I may, can I suggest that we follow the correct procedure, which is to call for nominations, ask for people to nominate, and do it that way,
Nominations have already been called. The policy, we've done that already.
So then you'll have to call the original motion off the table that was laid on the table previously, so which will be a bit of work for the governance team. So you either do that,
okay, well,
or my suggestion was just to call for new nominations. Would be a lot quicker for everybody.
Easier.
Okay, we can do that.
Do you want to call for new nominations? Yeah, cool.
Okay, follow the policy and call for nominations.
Okay, I might have a 5-minute pause while we do that.
Okay.
Sorry, councillors.
Yes, we haven't voted on the motion. This is just a foreshadowed.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, are you happy? Can you explain that to everyone then? What we're going to do?
Yes, we've got to go ahead and pick the terms of reference will be for the committee for the CEO, correct? Which will be myself, and nominations will be called for.
Mr. Mayor, we have an open item that hasn't been voted on. We have put forward a foreshadowed motion.
Yeah, okay, so I haven't that on the screen yet. So when it comes up on the screen, we can vote on it. So that's why I'm going to call a 5-minute recess while they put it on the screen. Okay, so we'll have a 5-minute recess while they type it up. Thank you. Welcome back, councillors. As you can see on the screen, Councillor Blanco has foreshadowed motion 1 to motion that council appoint members of the CEO Recruitment Section Committee as myself as the Mayor, Councillor XX and Councillor XX. According to the CEO standards under the section number 5.10, the Local Government Act 1995 and the CEO Recruitment Performance and Termination Policy, the CEO Recruitment and Section comes in reference. This requires absolute majority. Can I have the two councillors who would like to nominate for that position?
Point of order through the chair.
Yes.
This is a foreshadowed motion. We just needed it on the screen, so we knew it was there just in case. We need to go back to Councillor Blanco closing off his statement. There we can vote on the original motion, then we come back to that if it fails, please.
Yep. Okay, councillor.
Okay, Mr. Mayor, there is my foreshadowed motion. It looks okay. Now, for everyone in the gallery, it really doesn't matter to me whether the council approves the current motion that we are voting on, or the alternate, the foreshadowed motion. I'm sure we would agree. Well, actually, no, we're not going to agree to this one. We've got to vote against. So let's just roll it and see what happens, and hopefully we get one through. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Blanco. So we're voting on the foreshadowed motion?
No, we are voting on the existing motion.
That didn't get up. They got lost.
Mr. Mayor, we haven't even voted on the substantive motion, so
Okay.
he was closing his
Oh,
statement.
of course, that's
we
right,
now
yeah.
go to a vote on the substantive
Of course,
motion
okay.
with the knowledge that we can have the foreshadowed one if we need
That's
it.
right. Yeah, okay. Okay, all's in favour of the original motion? Yep. Those against? Okay, motion's lost. Okay, good. Now go to the shadow motion. Okay, for shadow motion number 1, sorry, motion to order it again. The council appoint members of the CEO Recruitment and Selection Committee as per myself, Mayor Carter, Councillor X, in accordance with the CEO standards under sections 5.10 of the Local Government Act 1995 and the CEO Recruitment Performance Terminology Policy and the CEO Recruitment Section Committee in terms of reference.
Point of order.
Absolute majority.
Mr. Mayor, I think we probably need to select the
We are.
councillors that,
Yep.
so we can finish the motion.
Yep. Do I have councillors nominated for the committee, or you want to go to a vote?
Through you,
Mr.
to
Mayor.
manager governance, do we need nominations?
Paper? Yep. No, it's paper. It's a ballot. Two names.
Do you want to put anyone else on it? They have to accept it.
That's fine. CEO, yes. The CEO route. Can't be as bad as mine. Right? Scrutiny. read that. So.
Councillor Blanco and Councillor McCrae.
Okay, Councillor Blanco, Councillor McCrae, we'll add it to the for shadow motion. Okay, so we'll welcome Councillor Blanco and Councillor McCrae to the appointment of the members of the CEO Recruitment Section Committee. Requires absolute majority. All those in favour? Motion passed.
Jeez.
Done. Okay. Now, Councillor, you want to...
Yes, thanks for that. I went quicker than I thought it was going to, actually. I'd like to also move a procedural motion to bring forward the VMR motion, if I may, please.
What item was that?
12.1.4, I believe.
12.1.3.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Actually, just before we go, councillors, there's an item we left off the en bloc. It was item number 11.1.1. We had an officer recommendation before us that required a simple majority vote. The council received the unconfirmed minutes of the Audit and Risk Compliance Committee held on the 30th of May 2025. I need a mover and a seconder for that, please. So we thank Kristen, a seconder. Councillor Butson, anyone against? No, motion's passed. Thank you. Okay. Marine rescues, yeah. Okay. Okay, 12.4.1, Marine Rescue Port Hedland Facility Replacement Project Funding Request. We have an officer recommendation before us that requires an absolute majority vote. The council supports the Marine Rescue Port Hedland Facility Replacement Project Funding request for $791,620, and two, pursuant to section 6.81 of Local Government Act 1995 and amend the Town of Port Hedland 24-25 annual budget as shown. Okay, is there a mover for that at all? Councillor Christensen. Is there a seconder?
I'll second that, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Councillor Blanco. Is anyone against the motion? Okay, Councillor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Let me just find my point in my notes. I guess I should start by acknowledging the tremendous amount of work the VMAR put in, not just by their regular duties to conduct what they conduct with emergency services and service provision that they provide, but the above and beyond work they've had to do for their leadership and their group as a whole to get this project to where it is right now. I think it's quite clear and quite evident to say that the Volunteer and Marine Rescue for Port Hedland has set the gold standard for what community leadership really does represent and what it should look like. You're a volunteer group with limited resources, and I acknowledge that, but honestly you have unlimited determination, and commend you, each and every single one of you guys, for that. It's honestly a breath of fresh air to actually have the work ethic come to us to do half or most of the heavy lifting, and for us to actually help supply. So I love what you've done. You've built strategic vision. You've secured millions of dollars of funding. You've delivered it in a transparent and disciplined way, which again, it's very rare to see in a location that we have in Hedland. And again, can't commend you guys enough. First and foremost, I definitely want to be saying that let this be the message to each and every other non-for-profit group, sporting club, or anybody else wishing to do anything within the town. If they have a standard that they want to set, I strongly commend and recommend that they come and see what you guys do and how you've managed to make it work, because it's, I can tell you right now, it's something I haven't seen very often. So yeah, let it be a message to the rest of the community that, you know, if we're going to be presenting anything to council, this is how you do it. Disappointed that we've got someone against at the moment. Again, looking forward to see the debate that comes from it. And the reason I want to make sure this gets through and the message gets through is because we as a council group want to be, in my opinion, using this as a good news story and showing the community that if you do the due diligence, you do the hard work, you grind and you grind and you grind, that the council will stand behind you and support you to support us. Because at the end of the day, you are supporting our community and we can't ask for much more than that. While myself have some minor concerns in relation to the work ethic of other funding bodies and their commitments, that's not your responsibility, nor is it your fault. I do want to sit there and say that I want to make sure that we make it very clear that we don't. We understand that we may unintentionally relieve some more capable funding stakeholders for not taking part, but again, that's not your fault. They shouldn't be held against you guys in that way, shape, or form. So, again, it's exciting to see what you guys have done. It's exciting to see what you will do, and not just that. It's not, and from all the feedback we've had from the members of your team who have presented to us on a regular basis, we'll see that it's not only going to be a facility for yourselves. You've opened up your arms to say that you're more than happy to allow other sporting non-for-profits and other groups to be able to use your facility when it is built. So, commend you for that as well. So, yeah, short of much more saying on that, again, just massive kudos to you guys. I hope this gets over the line. I'm excited to see it come to fruition and see you guys prosper and go further in what we hope you guys can do. So, therefore now, thanks, Mr. Mayor, and all rebuttal on that end. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Christensen. Councillor Blanco.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. I actually didn't write anything about this. This is all going to be off the cuff because I wouldn't have thought anyone would be against it. I would have thought that the council would be united in actually supporting something like this because there's probably a few main reasons, for me, because I grew up here and I've been fishing and boating in this place since we were whippersnappers. So, and we've seen, the VMR go out and rescue people multiple times. And if you've been out as far as I have, probably I shouldn't have gone out as far as I do, but you check how much fuel you got, and you think, oh geez, I can go another 50 k's, and you end up 200 k's offshore, and then you start wondering, I'm going to get back, and behind all that stupidity, there is an organisation that really doesn't care that you're stupid, or that you haven't, fixed your boat or whatever. They come out and get you, and they're happy to, So, now Headland and Karratha are probably, I've heard it said many times that boats per capita, we're up there in the state. Everybody's got a boat, whether it be a little one or a big one. Everybody likes to go out fishing, and everybody likes to know that we have an organisation that, if really we are in need, will come out and get us. And nobody in Headland or the state wants to see somebody perish out on the ocean because we didn't have the facilities or, the personnel to go and get, those people that have, that have broken down or something bad's happened. So, in saying that, the ratepayers of the town, because we're the biggest, per capita boat owners, I don't think there would be many ratepayers in this town that would actually object to us giving ratepayers money to finish a facility that has a standard that every other facility in this town should have, right? And the VMR group, these guys here, have achieved massive outcomes on their own with no help from other people. They've gone out, they've done the work, They've secured huge amounts of funding to build and develop a great-looking facility. And I don't want to see another development half finished. You know, that's what we do here. You know, we half build something and, oh, geez, it's only Port Hedland. Let's not do the driveway. Let's not do the fence. Let's a half a shed hanging over. No, why don't we set a standard ourselves, and why don't we support the people that are doing a great job for the majority of our ratepayers and residents of this town. Let's support them in finishing the development. Let's support them in finishing the development properly. And you know, when it's finished in 12 months' time, because, you know, these guys have actually, they're not messing about here. You know, they've already poured concrete. They're already doing stuff. And, you know, it's in a prime location in Port Hedland. It's far better than the other building you had, by the way. So, you know, I really do implore all councillors to think about that, you know, to support these people that have saved lives, you know, multiple times, and just, let's help them finish the development to the absolute highest standard that we would expect for ourselves, but also for the town. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Blanco. Anyone against the motion? Look, I mean, I'm not really against it. I mean, I understand the VMA's done a great job. I hear what Councillor Christian says and Councillor Blanco says. You know, it's $791,000. Okay, I mean, we're a large town, a large organisation. I do understand that it requires an absolute majority. It needs all of us to vote in favour of this thing. As I said, I'm not really against it. I mean, I just think it's a lot of money, and I'm sure you guys will appreciate the funding that we give you for this project. So yeah, look, it's a hard one. I looked at maybe, you know, giving half of money, giving 500,000, trying to get other money for you. As you know, I went out there trying to get resource companies to try and get more money and more money and more money for your market. I think you do a great job. And saying that, but look, I mean, I'll probably end up voting for it anyway. So yeah, there you go. That's all. Anyone else for? Anyone else against? You for it? Yeah.
Yeah, speaking for it. Look, it is a lot of money. I understand, and I concur with you, Mr. Mayor, that you know, it's a big ask, and we certainly, as councillors, we do get a lot of people coming and asking us for all sorts of you know, grants. But as Councillor Deputy Mayor Christensen mentioned, the Volunteer Marine Rescue of Port Hedland, you guys really have set the gold standard. Over 2,500 man hours. I'm looking at the documents that we said 2,500 man hours these guys have put into working to procure money and design and plan and do everything they've done to get this project to where it is, raise millions of dollars. There is no one more worthy of it in my mind. I mean, we've got a group of volunteer workers. They don't get paid for what they do. They voluntarily go and risk their lives to save other lives of people in Hedland that put themselves in awkward positions. That in itself is you know, it's there's no bigger exemplification of the Aussie spirit than what you guys do. I stand in awe of what you do. It's you know, here as councillors we said we serve, but you guys are the real serve. You do the real service in the community. It's amazing what you do as volunteer rescue, and yeah, the sacrifice that you've each made, and obviously there's many of you that aren't here tonight, but what you guys do as a group. Zach, you might be from Springfield, Missouri, mate, but you really do put the Aussie spirit back into. You know, I wish we could have more Aussies like you and those that wearing your uniform beside you, because this is to me what brings me out on Anzac Day. It's the real, you know, it's a real pride thing for me. So I you know, while of course it is a lot of money, we spend a lot of money in here on things that I think are far less worthy than what you're doing, and yeah, you have my full support.
No, thank you, Councillor Craig. Anyone against? Anyone for? Councillor Christian, sum up.
Yeah, right. Thanks for that, Mr. Mayor. Don't want to talk too much longer, but again, really do want to ask that any of your members here tonight, I think everyone's done their part for the group, but all I can ask you is that anyone that's around, get around the leaders that have driven this project to where it's got to today. I'll guarantee you it's that they've gone home, kicked the dog a few times, and I mean that in a plural sense. They don't go into animals by any stretch of the imaginations, but I'll guarantee you that they've had some real tough times to get this through the line, and I'm guessing, double guessing their choice to even start the project. So can't stress enough that you must get around the people in your organisation that have pushed this to where it's got to, because they've done a mountain of work. And again, I don't say it lightly, this community need to have a look at what you guys do and how you do it, because if they take even half a leaf out of your book, this town will be a great place moving forward. So can't say it more enough. Commend you. I will foreshadow officer's recommendation, alternative number 2, just in case on the results that we've just heard. But happy to move forward into the vote. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and see where we go from there.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Christensen. Okay, those in favour? I think you're very happy. Thank you, councillors. Motion's passed. Thank you for coming down. Oh, where are we now? Back to maintenance pastoral. Yeah, that's all, was it? Marine rescue's done, policy review's done, naming roads is done. Yeah, 12.5 is done.
Okay, ordinary election, 12.1.6.
That's right, now 12.1.6. Okay, moving on. 12.1.6, ordinary election 2025. Of the arrangements before us, it requires absolute majority vote. The Council 1, declare the West Australian Electoral Commission responsible to conduct the ordinary election, and 2, decide that the method of conducting the ordinary election will be a postal vote, and 3, to approve the cost estimate provided in the Electoral Commission as per attachment 2 and authorise the CEO to enter into written agreement as per attachment 3. Can I have a mover, please?
Can I have a question, Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Councillor.
I've sent some emails and I've talked about this before. Why have we not got a motion before us in relation to the vacant positions? And my understanding, my understanding was that this was discussed during the week, and council members were of the opinion that we would be talking about the vacant positions on council. Mr. Mayor, can you?
Yes, certainly. See, I just respond to that.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, notice has been, or we've written to the WA Electoral Commission asking them to set a date for an extraordinary election, and now we're awaiting their response. It doesn't require any further consideration of that aspect of it tonight. So as soon as we've got a response from them, we will return that information to you. The second part of that related to providing budget to hold an extraordinary election, given the likely timing of when that would need to be funded, that can be covered in the forthcoming budget, in which you will have a budget line for an election, and can be provided either in the budget adoption, which is currently scheduled for the end of June, or it can be provided for in the Q2 the second quarter review of the budget. So again, it's not necessary to deal with that matter at this point.
Okay, thank you, Sia.
Mr Mayor, could I ask, my reading of the Local Government Act in relation to the vacancies suggests that we are not compliant with the Act in relation to the vacancies that we have currently on council. So can I get a response to whether we are actually complying with the Local Government Act and also the WA Electoral Commission requirements to fill these positions?
Okay, we'll get that information for you. Thank you, Councillor. Let's go back to the item number. So I need a mover and a seconder, please, for the orderly election. Thank you, Councillor Christensen. Have a seconder? I'll second it. Is anyone against? Motion's passed. Thank you, councillors. What's the next one? 12.1.7 network upgrade. Okay, 12.1.7 network resign and refresh. We have an officer recommendation before us that requires an absolute majority vote. The council, 1, received the report and endorsed the proposed approach for network redesign, and 2, pursuant to section 6.81 of the Local Government Act 1995 and amend the 24-25 annual budget as shown. Can I have a mover, please? Thank you, Councillor Christensen. So a seconder? I'll second it. Is anyone against that motion? Okay, Councillor Christensen.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I'll keep mine very brief. I've done most of my statements on this on the last time we addressed it, which I believe was a couple of weeks ago. Can't remember. It's been a whirlwind. But quite simply, we use the example that we just gave some money out to a organisation in need that provides a service. This, in my mind, is someone very similar to us providing money to our own organisation and workers to provide services that we provide to our community. Regardless whether we agree whether we spent a lot of money on IT and IT-connected services, this is a mandated must-do to ensure that we can still provide quality service from our locations. Again, more than happy to hear debates. This is what we're here for. I want to hear other sides of the debate. But I would ask that if other members want to talk about it, let's talk about if you don't want to do this, then what's next? What do we do in terms to actually help the administration deliver these said services to our own administration staff and in turn to our community members? So I'll leave it for there and I'll leave the rest of mine to rebuttal. Thanks, Mr Mayor.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Christensen. I also voted for the motion. This is a well-needed project. I mean, as you know, we're down to 5 councils now, and this upgrade software, if people need to dial in from anywhere and for any program or dialing for an OCM and they get cut out, it's not a good look for our community. And also, if the network cuts out, we're doing live streaming and so forth, it's not a good look for our community. So to spend this money now for the upgrade, I think it's well worth it. And I encourage every councillor to get on board because this really is well needed. Yeah, thank you. Councillor Blanco, you're against the motion?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I agree that we need to, spend the money on these upgrades. The council agreed to it in the 24 to 27 Town of Port Hedland Digital Roadmap, which is discussed in this item. But then when you look deeper into the statements of, the documents, if you like, when you look deeper into the documents, the Digital Roadmap 2020 to 2024 said the same thing. When we have a look at some of the documents that are in tonight's attachments, one of the attachments says, where is it? So one of the officers have stated in the attachment about this this upgrade, the UPS refresh program and upgrade. It states in there that it's likely to be carried to 25-26, which I think the majority of the work will be done in the 25-26 budget. So the solution here, considering we're going to be adopting the budget in the next 4 weeks or so, is to put it in the budget. Roll over the 200,000 that's already in the budget and increase the expenditure to the amount required in that line item. So I would probably rather see that happen than us amending the 24-25 budget. And it's a position that I've held from day one, which is we approve a budget, let's stick to the budget, let's finish everything that's in the budget, and let's start a new budget and carry on in the following year. And then from year on year, we know that we have achieved something because we have finished the previous budget or the budget we're in with a high percentage completion rate. But this continued ad hoc approach where we're just endorsing changes, I think is not how I want to run the or how what I would support. So your solution would be, let's put it in the 25-26 budget, and then the council can discuss that when we adopt the new budget moving forward. So like I say, not really opposed to it. I am opposed to changing the current budget, but I'm happy for this to go into the next budget, and so are the officers that have written in the documents that I've read over the week that suggest exactly the same thing. So, and clearly the digital roadmap, has had this project in there since 2020. So let's put it in the next budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Anyone else for? Anyone else against?
Look, I reiterate what Councillor Blanco said. I also saw the planning on this was set for the 25-26 budget, and I just don't see any urgency. Obviously, it is an urgent matter, but I don't think 4 weeks is going to be the end of the world. I'd rather than rolling over, it's always confusing for me at budget time when we continue rolling over from year on year. I would rather roll over less and just include this in next month's budget. So, of course, I'll fully support it, but in 4 weeks' time.
Okay, thank you, Councillor McRae. Anyone else for? Anyone else against? Councillor Christian, someone?
Not much more to add to that. I did pick up a little statement made by Councillor Blanco. I don't know whether I want to poke the bear sometimes, but the statement just made was approve the budget and stick to the budget. And I believe we just approved $800,000 to go into this budget. So I guess it's...
A point of order. Mr Mayor?
What is
relevance?
Rejected.
Relevance to this item.
Thank you, Mr Blanco. If you don't mind, I'll continue. Love that we can have a laugh at the moment. It's good, Jess. I love it. But all jokes aside, this is a serious matter. We've had some serious concerns in relation to recent failures of our network. It does have a dramatic impact on our administration staff and the ability to be able to deliver their jobs to provide services to our community. So respect where other councils are coming from, but I do urge that we get this moving as quick as we can. Obviously, we had recent pickups today from the Volunteer and Marine Rescue, and the reason usually why they want money and want it now so they can commence contracts and get that part done and dusted and get it rolling. So I'm assuming the administration wouldn't be asking for the money unless they needed to commence. So I'm more than happy to support trying to get this well needed service upgraded to the level that's satisfactory enough to allow them to do their job satisfactory. So I'll leave that statement there and hope we can move forward. If not, then we'll try another way. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Christensen. Okay, now put it to the vote. All those in favour? All those against? Motion's lost. Okay, thank you. We'll just, next one, block. That was on block. That was on block. Yep. Quarter was done. Maintenance of road passing. Yeah, 4.2. Business plan for major. 4.1. Yeah, okay. That's the other one, yeah. Okay, moving on to 12.4.1, major land transaction Captain's Way. We have obviously arrangement before us that requires absolute majority vote. The Council 1 notes the business plan for major land transaction proposal for the purchase of residential property to use for staff housing to be advertised in accordance with sections 3.59 of the Local Government Act 1995. And 2, notes that no public submissions were received during the advertising period in relation to the proposed transaction. And 3, adopt the business case of major land transaction proposed for the purchase of original property and the staff housing. Okay, is there a mover, please? Okay, is there a seconder? Motion's lost. Moving on. Next one.
Okay, so 12.4.2.
Parcel roads. That was the next one, yeah. Yep. Okay, 12.2.2, maintenance of parcel roads.
Sorry, through the chair.
Yes.
Just reminding everyone that I have a impartiality interest on this. Thank you.
Yep, got that. Thank you, Councillor. Did you want to read it out? Is it on block? That was on block, was it? Parcel road? Okay. Road maintenance, because that's right, because the councillor wasn't taken out, left it in, that's right. So it was 12 point, where are we up to, CEO? It was on block, that was on block, that was already passed, okay. 12.4.4.3, we're up to...
Okay, 12.4.3.
We're up to that one there, community service. That was dealt with. And also, so it's 12.5.1. No, that's up now. No, Councillor Black has got out. Yeah. Here we are, this one's here. Okay, 12.1 executive services, 12.1 attendance of conferences 2025. We have 3 officers of recommendation before us that requires a simple majority vote.
Through the chair, if I may.
Yes, Councillor.
Can I request to move a alternative motion, please?
Yes, certainly, Councillor. Was it?
Do we have the wording for that at the moment?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so the intention of what I'm asking to do is that council will move a motion to suggest that no members of the council go to any forums or what's the words that they use here, conferences, until the appointment of a new CEO. I believe it's onus on us to make sure that we provide our full attention. Only the fact that we've got 5 of us now is dire straits, so we can't hold any meetings or have really much happening unless we have everyone here. So I think it's just onus on us to go, you're not in the interim, we're going to head down, bum up, for the lack of a better word, excuse it if everyone found offence to that, but get things done. So that's my position on it at the moment.
Is it all conferences? Just attend conferences?
That's any and all conferences until we, appoint a CEO, and therefore by that stage we should be a lot better situated to make the decision. Sorry, councillors.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Is there a second?
I'll second that, Mr. Mayor, no problem.
Okay. Is anyone against that motion? Yeah, I'll vote against the motion. Okay, Councillor Christian.
Very much what I just said recently. I think it's fair call from our community members to be a little bit worried, concerned around what's been happening. We have lost councillors at an alarming rate. There was a few questions put to council. I can in this debate confirm unequivocally that I'll be here until I get told to no longer be here. So you got that confirmation from me and commitment. But furthermore, I think it's although conferences and these things are nice to have, it allows for opportunity to develop and grow your own personal skills, but also bring some shared knowledge back from home. I think it's just as important to say that that's for a council that's in a position that are going to need to be advanced or need to do anything else above and beyond the status quo. I think this council needs to have a very good look at itself. And when I say council, I'm speaking purely to the councillors as a whole. No individual one member is going to be named, but as a whole, we need to go, this community needs us to be here, present in the community, forward-facing, attending as much as we can to prove to our community members that we've still got them, although we are a small number, only 5 left, that we still have the backing to be able to back them and back anything else that we need to do as a elected member. I don't think it's wise right now to spend any money, time or effort anywhere else but our community. And if we wish to go on conferences, I think what we should be doing is spending more time together to be able to work on this relationship, to be able to work out how we advance this group to the October election to ensure that we allow the democratic process to take effect. And I think by allowing these conferences to take place, we will be detracting from that ability for us to be able to do that. So purely and simply, I want to lead by example, and I think by not attending these and by dedicating my time and effort to our community directly being present, I think that demonstrates that. So I'll leave my debate for there. Thanks now.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Brizzy. Councillor Blanco.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I agree with the deputy, and sometimes I don't, but this time I do. But we need to ensure that we're here and doing the work for the community. Making decisions that need to be made, and ensure that we have a quorum any time that is needed for the meetings. Now that we have got the CEO selection committee over the line, it is even more critical that we stay and ensure that we attend all of those meetings and briefings. And I have said that previously, that I am very interested in the selection of the CEO, so I won't be going anywhere. I have been kicked out of this organisation before, and I came straight back. So I don't want to see this council be dissolved again, so I'll be hanging around in Hedland, ensuring that we attend anything that we need to attend, especially because now we have got over the line with the CEO selection committee. I'm real happy about that. I'm real happy that the council has agreed, finally, to move forward on that bit of business. That is the most important bit of business any council can be involved in. And with that, I will leave it there.
Thank you, Councillor Blacko. That was myself voting for the conferences. As I said, I think the town. What's wrong, Christian? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. The motion as we're a T1 town, and we should be represented in at the majority of these events, especially in Canberra and the Northern Australia one. As the chairperson of Regional Capitals Australia, we get to meet with a lot of politicians in Canberra, and it's very, very important for our town to be represented at these meetings. So being not there, I think it's not sends the right message to other councils and why we aren't there. So okay, that's me. So anyone else for? Anyone else against? Coach, you want to sum up?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do not disagree that it's important as a tier one and one as powerful as the town of Port Hedland, we should be represented. But having said that, I believe there's a time, place for that. If we were thriving and we had everyone kicking goals and we were, meeting basic deadlines, I would be more than supportive, as I have been over previous times. We've allowed councillors above the expected norm of councils to attend these events previously, so I've never shied away from taking part in that. Respectfully, Mr. Mayor, I don't believe we are in any shape, form ready or in a position to represent ourselves externally if we can't do it internally. First and foremost, that has to be the pub test, and I don't think we're passing that currently. So, purely and simply, I think that for the short term, until we can prioritise the CEO hiring, this will put a bit more emphasis on the importance of hiring the CEO, maybe even incentivise others to get this underway and get it underway in a hurry. Then again, after that, then I'm more than happy to reassess and see where we're at. But personally, I just this town, from a council point of view, does not need to be anywhere else but home to ensure we get ourselves to October and then reassess, move our way forward with the new strategic plans that we are putting together for our long-term strategies and plans moving forward. So I'll leave my debate there. Thanks, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor. Go now put to the vote. All those in favour? Those against? Motion's lost 4-1.
Point of order through the chair.
Yes.
Motion was a simple majority, so I think you'll find 4 will carry that vote, correct?
There was
simple majority only required.
No, it's they were absolutely, but then we went back to simple yes. Correct. Yeah. Okay, move on to the which one we took out. Council improvement plan. Yeah, 12.5.2. Yep. Okay, 12.5.2. Council improvement plan. We have officer recommendation before it that requires a simple majority vote. The council 1 notes the progress implementation plan for council improvement plan, and 2 requests the CEO authorise copies of the report as attachment provided to the Department of Local Government and Sport and Culture. Come for mover, please. Thank you, Councillor. No, that's it. Seconder. Thank you, McRae. Anyone against? Blanco. Yep. Councillor.
I think you're all going to be sick and tired of my voice by tonight. Thanks again, Mr. Mayor. Interested to see what people will be opposed to the council implementation plan being just noted and then also sent through to the department to see where we're at with it. Council has endorsed it, whether individual councillors don't agree with it, and today it's a council decision that this plan has been put together. We are delivering as per the timeline. There's some things that have been forward, some things that are slightly behind. Like any plan, we like to hammer the administration in relation to their plans and strategies and ensuring that we get regular feedback. I believe it's just important for us to provide that said feedback back to the department who's been requesting it. So, again, until then, I'll leave my debates until closing. Thanks, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, thank you, Councillor. Councillor McRae.
Yeah, look, through the chair, Mr. Mayor, I came into this council, obviously this process was well underway, and probably being the greenest on the council, I probably have the most improvement to do of everyone. But it's always good to know where you're up to, and I think certainly with regard to getting this through to the Department of Local Government and see, to let them know that we have followed their recommendations and we have started implementing, improvement plans and they can give us a scorecard on how we're doing, and certainly it'd be good for me personally to see where we're being judged at that level. So it just follows that something that was obviously been ongoing for a while. They want us to improve ourselves, and certainly this is proactive in showing that we're not ignoring their suggestions. So thanks.
Okay, thank you, Councillor McRae. Who is for? Oh, again, sorry. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have been very clear on this process. I don't agree with it. I have explained myself multiple times. I do not support it, and as I have not supported it from the start, I definitely won't be supporting it, tonight. I'm happy for other councillors to support it and move forward with it. That's fine, but I have my reasons, and I have explained those reasons multiple times, and I just don't believe that we as a council should be telling our problems to the Department of Local Government in a way that gives them ammunition to suspend this council. So I won't be part of it. Been in this position before, and I don't want to be in this position again. So that's all I have to say. But like I said, I'm happy for the council to to run the process and support it or object to it themselves. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Blanco. Anyone else for? Those against?
No, thanks, Mr. Mayor. Just stick with what I've said previously. I believe it's important that we've already agreed to the plan, and it's just common courtesy and common practice and good governance to just feed back into the report that to the plan that we've already agreed to, and we're just providing our position where we currently stand. Again, I don't think it's about trying to get anyone in trouble personally. I think it's about just understanding that we're all human. We're any human's flawed in some way. I think it's just about finding those improvement areas and make sure we stick to it. So for that, I'm happy to support it. Thanks, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Christensen. Okay, we now put it to the vote. All those in favour? Those against? Motion is carried 4-1. Okay, move on to 12 point. That was already passed. That one. 12.5.3. Yeah, 12.5.3. Council meetings and forums. We have officer recommendation before that requires a simple majority vote. The council adopts the renamed revised 1-019 council meeting forum policy forum as per attachment 1. Can I have a mover, please? Move, Councillor Christensen. Thank you. So a seconder. Motion's lost.
I'll second that, Mr. Mayor.
Anyone against? Motion's passed. Thank you. All right, up to the 13. Okay, number 13. New business of urgent nature items, there is nil. Item number 14, most of its previously have been given, there is nil. Item number 15, matters may be closed, nil. Closure, 16.1, the date of the next ordinary council meeting will be held on Wednesday the 25th of June 2025, commencing at 5:30 p.m. 16.2, closure, being there no further business, I declare the meeting closed at, what time was 7:28 p.m. Thank you, councillors, members of the public and staff of the CEO for their attendance. Thank you.